Yo, what up, guys? It's the 14th. I took one trade today. That was about it. But let's do the trade recap. All right, so going to the day. Today is the 14th. First thing I see is that one Asia session already took out high day or all-time high. Where I don't have all-time high listed. I should though. Okay. And then what else? On ES, the all-time high is not taken, and it's taken during like 5 a.m. Technically, I would still count it as overnight, but we'll just mark that out. All right. And then I go to the first thing I look at is obviously the daily. The daily, what do we see? It kind of looks like we're going a little bit bearish, but we have to also keep in mind we are respecting a daily fair value gap right here. That's bullish. It closes above, so it is telling us that it is respecting this. So order flow still is bullish, but we do keep in mind that although this candle is not finished closing it, it's still printing a bearish hammer candle. I think I text that in the pre-market analysis in the Discord. But keeping that in mind, we see that we're in an intermediate downtrend. What do I want to see, first of all? What I want to see is I don't want this to retrace all the way down here, right? I want to, if this is just going to be a pullback, I kind of want it to stay in this range. First thing I see is obviously this fair value gap right here. It's currently being respected because this candle is still in works. It hasn't closed yet. This one closed at 7, so I will be keeping this in mind. Another fair value gap is this 4-hour one. It's super small, but you know, the size of the gap does not matter. Right? 4-hour fair value gap. Yeah, so I don't want this to be dropping any lower, or else my bias would turn to bullish or bearish if we do break this below. But as of right now, I think we're still bearish, or we're still bullish. Well, I don't think, I know because it's just trade replay, but you get what I mean. Going into the 1 hour, we already marked out all-time highs. That's Asia session. London session right here. We'll mark out London highs. The reason why I'm just marking these out is not because I want them to get traded back into, but more as my target. What I do want to be focusing on, though, is the key levels down here, right? Because in order for it to move up, I need it to move down lower into a key level. I don't want to. These are just levels that I'm referencing, but these are the levels down here that I want to see it get traded into. And what do we see? Like I said earlier or yesterday, this 4-hour fair value gap also acts as a 1 hour intermediate low, because this is a 1 hour fair value gap and this is a low right here. So instead of, you know, drawing two levels, you can change it, and I just change it to the 1H intermediate low right there. So in my opinion, whenever we have a strong level like this, it's a pretty good sign that, you know, this is a key draw on liquidity that we want price to go to. But obviously, you know, in a case that we're super bearish, we want to see any ones on the smaller time frame that we can miss. Okay, so we also have this 15-minute low right here, and also this 15-minute fair value gap right here. Boom. Okay. What else do we see? We see that this 4-hour candle is bearish, which could indicate that, or I want to see it tap into either a level right here and then go back up, right? What else am I looking for? I'm looking for any other levels. I'm not marking this one down here just because if it does go down here, my bias is kind of already wrong. What I think I would do is, actually I'll just mark it just in case. Yeah, so this 15-minute right here, 15-minute intermediate low. Okay, what else do we see? The 1 hour. Okay, we also see that we are kind of in this like 50%. We are in premium. Premium is above the 50%, and discount is below the 50% of this range. So if you just look at from this low to this high and draw out the fibs, this on top right here is where you're most likely going to be selling, and down here is where you're going to be buying, as this is in discount. So I am looking for any levels below this 50% to take a trade higher. I'm not going to leave it on here just because it's messy, but just keep that in mind. All right, so drop down to the 5 minute. What do we see? 5 minute. No, this low hasn't been touched yet. We do have this 5 minute fair value gap right here. Did I even write it? No, I didn't. Okay, 5 minute fair value gap. All right. Let me see. Do we have any other key levels? Nope, not really. All right, so let's just wait till market opens and see what it does. So it's 6:10 right now. Let's see. Okay, we're just kind of pushing up. Boom, we got a strong push up. Ideally, you would want to see this get swept, you know? Like, I think just because we're at all-time highs, like, dude, the draw is just so bullish that it doesn't take out any lows before going. Like, or like the lows that you would want it to get taken out, it just fucking doesn't. But okay, we're just still watching, keeping in mind that, you know, these are slanted liquidity that could be a little suspicious. But what do we see right here? We also get an inverse to the upside on the 5 minute. Yeah, so we do get an inverse. So right now it's telling us that it's disrespecting bearish order flow. Okay, yeah, it just keeps on shooting up. So now at this point, I haven't taken any trades yet. I'm still bullish, but I don't want to be longing right here, you know? Like, if I long right here aiming for this, it's kind of already sus. Like, you should not be trying to catch a falling knife and vice versa, you know? Like, that's just chasing the trades. What I do want to see now, though, is for price to maybe retrace back into this range to maybe see if we can find any PD arrays that still align with our bias. So it has taken out London high. So we could see a mini retracement back into this internal range. Okay, yeah, right there, internal range. And what do we have right here? We have an inverse fair value gap on this leg up. But why did I not take this short? Well, first of all, on the higher time frame, we're just so bullish that I don't want to be fading the trend, you know? Whenever the higher time frame is telling you one thing and the lower time frame has even if it's like a super obvious, you know, like this is such a strong close right here, like it does not favor, there's no follow through, basically, is what I'm saying. Like you kind of want to always be on the side of the trend. So just because it's moving down, I'm still staying patient and still waiting, you know? I kind of want to see, you know, okay, we tapped into this 5 minute in discount. Can we get a reversal up, right? So I'm looking, so this counts as a key level for me since it is a 5 minute fair value gap. Okay, now I drop down to the lower time frame. See, we get an inverse. 2 minute. Do we get a 3 minute? No. 2 minute. No. 1 minute. Technically, we did get a 1 minute right here. 2 minute. 3. No. 5. No. Yeah, so the highest time frame is the 1 minute. See how I went through multiple time frames to double check if there's any like higher ones? Usually you would just do it really fast, but since we have the benefit of market replay, we can scroll through it like that. So this is an inverse. I don't think I took this one just because I missed it, but this could be a valid entry right here. Yeah, this could be a valid entry right here. Targeting all-time highs. Do we have any 5 minutes? No. Yeah. See, this is a perfect. This is a perfect one right here. I don't think I took this one though. I want to see which one I took. So let's keep waiting, Okay, yeah, we're just chopping around. Okay, at this point, I'm looking at this like, we're obviously not going to take out these lows, you know? Like, just like we didn't do down here, the trend is just so bullish that we're just going to keep on pushing higher, you know? So, as I'm dropping down to a lower time frame, I'm on the 3 minute. What do I see? Okay, we tap back into this 5 minute. Keep in mind, if you could have taken this trade right here still and held it up there, but I think this is where I entered. So on this 5 minute, this is a 5 minute bullish, 5M bullish, right? And I dropped down to the 1, 3. I think 3 has the highest time frame fair value gap. I don't know why it's fucking lagging. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we see this 3 minute right here. It's super obvious. Right here. Bearish. Just to make sure, double check there's nothing higher than a 3 minute. Yeah, no 5 minute. Yeah, no 5 minute. The highest time frame was a 3. So seeing that we kind of missed, or not missed, but like we kind of, the draw is just so obviously high right here, right? We're just keep on moving up. You know, these lows are just not getting respected, and we just keep moving on higher without them. So at this point, I'm looking, okay, fine. If we are able to respect this 5 minute right here, which is the closest, the next one available, I'll look to enter. So we keep waiting, and boom, we got a close right there. And I entered on this close with the stop below here. Targeting this. Yeah, I think it was like a 1 to 13 RR, which is not bad, which is pretty good. What else? Oh, and then since this was the leg of the manipulation, my break even was right here. Right? Okay, it moves right there. My stop is now break even, and I think we just smash TP. Yeah, right there. So you can see right here there's 2 entries that you possibly could have done. One of them, if you wanted, if you wanted to be early, it would be this 1 minute. I personally didn't like this 1 minute just because how big this drop was. We didn't get a lower wick tap into, like, it didn't take out this one. Usually when it doesn't have like a manipulation wick down and it just immediately goes up, this usually would not work. But since we're just so bullish, like, I guess it just played out today, I guess. But yeah, that 1 minute I wouldn't have taken. This 3 minute though was solid in my opinion. Right there. Yeah, let me see what else I'm missing. Oh, and also I was gonna say that I was holding runners. Since we're at all-time highs, I was gonna hold one runner to see how far it could go up. But what I did not realize though was that we had a 5 minute right here. I'm just gonna get rid of this. A 5 minute fair value gap. That price could have potentially traded back down into. It barely tapped it and it just went. But I think I put my stop loss too tight, honestly, over here. What I should have thought about though was, since this is technically a breakaway gap and we are above buy side liquidity, this should not have been, you know, retraced deeper into. So I should have put my stop loss down here if I wanted a continuation, but I think I trailed that too hard, honestly. And honestly, for future reference, I'd rather just be all out there, just to, like, you know, I don't want to be greedy and just hope for more. But yeah, that was a lesson I learned. It did eventually just keep going though. Yeah, right there. I would have got stopped out right here. yeah, overall solid day. We stayed patient and executed when our setup presented itself. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.